Hello friends, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. My name is Kate. I love all things makeup, skincare, beauty, and fun. Today we're going to be doing an update on my project pan for 2023. It has been 1 month since we started this, so we're going to see where I'm at. If you enjoy this type of content, I would appreciate it if you would give it a thumbs up. Also appreciate it I would appreciate it if you would subscribe to my channel down below. And without any further ado, let's get into it. So to start off, I did finish up my Hourglass eye pencil. It's actually over in a bin over here. You can't see it, but just trust, I did use it up. I'm actually not going to swap in another brow product. My feeling is that brow products are kind of easier to use up. So for right now, I'm just going to try to focus on our other products because unfortunately that is the only product that I used up this month. So for setting spray, we are trying to finish up this one by Nimya. This one's hard because you can't see how much is left, but I will shake it for you. It's like sprinkles left. So this one definitely should be done by the end of this month. I will say I use this exclusively, so I find for me it's much easier if I use products nearly exclusively to finish them up. For primer, we had this one here by E.L.F. This is their regular poreless putty primer. And I will show you what this looks like, and I will put up a picture here on the screen of where we started. We made some good progress. This one's a little bit easier to kind of finagle as far as like I can choose where I dig. So you can see here that like there's still quite a bit of product here. I certainly don't think that I'll be using this one up this month. I'm hoping that we'll be nearly done by the end of this quarter. But I feel like I did good with this one and the other primer. I used these almost exclusively. Actually, no, I used between the two, I used them exclusively. So I think we made some great progress. Our second primer is this one here by Tatcha, another one that's really hard to gauge. However, it's getting to that point where it's really hard to pump it out. So I suspect that we're nearing the bottom. It's getting lighter and lighter by the day. I'm hoping that this one we're going to be able to finish up by the end of this month so that the next time we update, I'll be able to rotate in a new primer. For foundation, we were using this one here by Urban Decay. This one I was not using exclusively, and so honestly, like, I feel like it doesn't even look like I used it at all. This one's another one that's like really kind of hard to track, but I feel like it was just about the same. Like I could pinch my top finger up at the top and that was about it. I think I used this 3 or 4 times and it doesn't make that big of a difference just because I'm not using a ton of product when I use this. This is a beautiful medium to full coverage, can be buildable foundation, gives a beautiful natural glow to the skin. I really enjoy this, but if there's another choice in there too, I'm going to use both of those. And so the reality is that it doesn't get used all the time, and I don't wear makeup every single day, right? So it's one of those where it's like I didn't make as much progress as I wanted to. I'm going to try to do better this month. I think one of the other barriers with this one is that it applies best on me with a sponge. And so if I have forgotten to wet my sponge, the reality of the situation is I'm not going to use this. So that's where we are. I'm not too super disappointed. I'm a little like, It was interesting to kind of learn a little bit more about myself, where if I have a foundation that requires a sponge, I'm not going to use it as much. So that was interesting to learn about myself. For powder, somehow this is still going. Somehow. I thought we were going to use it all up this month and I was wrong. However, I wasn't that far off. This is what's left. This like residue I can't really get off the sides. There's like a sprinkle left in here. So this one will be done this week, actually, this week. I tried to use this one almost exclusively, which you'll see in a moment why that might have been a little bit of a problem, but this one honestly I have had for over a year. It's been like I feel like I've tried so hard to use this powder up and it just keeps going and going and going and going. I enjoy this powder, but it's not one of my staples. It's not my Huda Beauty powder that does such a beautiful job at like blurring and mattifying the skin. This one I find does allow my oils to peek through. So I think if you are somebody that has dry skin, you might enjoy this. If you're somebody who does not have super enlarged pores, you might enjoy this. It's not a bad powder by any stretch of the imagination. It's just not a top tier for me. And I swear to God, I have been trying to pan this powder for over a year and it has not happened. So I will be grateful by the end of this week when this powder, I've finally been able to use it up. Next powder is one of my absolute favorites. This is by CoverGirl, and you can see we do have a little bit of a sliver of pan. However, it's barely more than we had. I think I used this once or twice, and that's because I was really trying to focus on that powder by Anastasia Beverly Hills. So this one I definitely want to try to focus on a little bit more within the next month, especially now that I'm almost at the end of my Anastasia Beverly Hills powder. I think this one will have more of a time to shine, and I won't add another powder, of course, until March. So this one, I'm not surprised that I didn't get more. I'm not surprised. For lipstick, we chose this one by Revlon, by L'Oreal, and this is their Coloris Shine shade 908 Sparkling Rose. So I, of course, will pop up a picture, but this is where we're at. So not too much of a difference. I definitely used this probably 4 or 5 times. Lips are another one where it's kind of hard. I have a lot of lip products, so for me to focus on one can be a bit of a challenge. I did, you can't see, but in front of me, I have little lipstick organizers, and I was keeping it in there. And I think what makes more sense is if I keep it in my everyday makeup drawer, because then it's a little bit easier to reach for. Whereas if I have to reach over there, I'm going to get inspired by something else. So I think that's my plan for this next month, is to keep it in my drawer down here so that I'm hopefully more readily willing or able to reach for it. This cream blush here by Melt Cosmetics in the shade Polished, I did not use nearly as much as I wanted to. Nearly as much. And again, it's one of those products that I really prefer to apply with a sponge. And if I don't have a wet sponge up here, I'm not going to use it as readily. It's not one that I can't use a dense brush for. It's just that my this is telling. My dense brush that I prefer to use for cream blushes has been dirty. It is clean now, so I'm hopeful that this month I can get some more love used into this one. I love this. I'm also thinking, though, after this quarter, I might take it out, because the reality of the situation is that if I don't have this anymore, I'm probably going to be pretty sad, because this is, I think, one of my favorite shades. So I think if I didn't have this, I'd be pretty upset. So I'm kind of like regretting putting it in here, but also I love it so much. So it's like, I want to use it. It's just one of those things that I'm super torn about, but I'm going to try to focus more on this within the next month. Our last product in the pan is this one by Armani Beauty. This is their Luminous Silk Concealer in the shade 3.75. I made some decent progress on this. I'm not sure if you guys can see, but not as much product is being picked up right now. And I feel like I'm making some good progress. This one really doesn't have a ton of product in it. It has 0.4 fluid ounces. So I'm hopeful that I can make some more progress on this. I've been actually really enjoying it. Another one that, like, when I do run out, I'm gonna be bummed that I don't have it anymore. But this one is getting a little bit older, so it's one that I really need to focus on. It's another one, though, that's like hard to show you guys the progress that I'm making, but I definitely used this one more than my CoverGirl one last month, and certainly even more than my Makeup Revolution one this month so far. So I think by the end of this quarter, we're going to be pretty close to being done with this one. Those are all the products that we are currently working on in our project pan. Please let me know down below if you are doing a project pan, what products are in your pan, and how do you think I did? Please be nice. Please don't be too harsh. I know I could have done better, and yet I feel like I did the best I could with what I had. So yes, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. It would mean so much to me if you would subscribe to my channel down below. As always, please stay happy, stay healthy, and stay blessed, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.